Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 4 of season 5 of Be With Me. We're in the Acts of the Apostles, and we're going to call today Smelling the Ascension. So this is from Acts chapter 1. This is the drop the mic news of the Holy Spirit is coming. Jesus has been telling the disciples to wait for the promise of the Holy Spirit, and they appropriately sort of ask their questions with their bodies today. Wait, what do you mean? Like right here? Should I wait exactly right here? And we have this witnessed ascension, which is such a big moment in history that even churches are named after it. You've heard of Ascension Church. Well, this is what they're talking about. And everything that Jesus has said so far has become true. He said he's going to do miracles and did them. He's going to go to Jerusalem. He's going to suffer, die. 3 days later, he's going to rise. And then he's going to hang around for 40 days. So we're at day 40 now. And we just have all these layers of authenticity of Jesus, his miracles, his character, his compassion. And we find out in the last couple days is that he's been promising the Holy Spirit, you're going to receive power. You're going to receive a person. The person comes with power, and he's going to come upon you, and other scriptures going to live with you. So here it is today. I'll start in verse 8. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the end of the earth. And then today's verses. And when he had said these things, as they were looking on, he was lifted up, and a cloud took him out of their sight. And while they were gazing into heaven as he went, behold, 2 men stood by them in white robes, and said, Men of Galilee, why do you stand looking into heaven? This Jesus, who was taken up from you into heaven, will come in the same way as you saw him go into heaven. So Jesus is lifted up. We found out a couple things. He's lifted up. We find out that it's a cloudy day, and we find out that the disciples' sight failed them in the sense that he went out of their sight. Now, we can only see so far, and we can't see through clouds, so our body mechanisms failed to follow him all the way to heaven. Now, Jesus never stopped being, even though human eyes can't see through those clouds and through the distance. So we see that Jesus is lifted up. And we find that the disciples, in the meantime, while he was here, they saw Jesus, they touched Jesus. Remember Thomas? They heard him. Remember his teaching. And I'm going to say that they tasted and smelled as well, because Jesus tasted and cooked fish for them on the shores. So I'm getting to what is our resurrected body is going to be like. And what is heaven going to be like? How will I perceive heaven? And I think, based on this, I think we're going to see, I think we're going to touch, I think we're going to hear, I think we're going to smell, and I think we're going to taste. Now, we're going to have some sort of a preservation of our personalities, of souls, but our bodies will be changed in some sort of a way. So you got to love these disciples. They're gazing into heaven as Jesus goes and has gone. And it's like fireworks. It's like, when am I supposed to stop gazing at heaven? It's like when you go see the fireworks and they do the final, ta-da thing. Then you stand and you look at each other and say, is that it? Are we done here? Should we go to the car? Is it all over? And that's the moment when these 2 angels show up. And of course, angels show up. The guys in white robes. Angels are close. They're nearby. They're associated with Jesus. And they're kind of the creatures that connect the 2 worlds. Part is gone and we can't see it. That's Jesus. And part is here and we can't see it. So that's the Holy Spirit and the ministers of heaven, which is the angels. And as they gaze into heaven, the cloud takes him out of their sight. And as they were gazing into heaven as he went, so as he's going, so think about this moment. That's why they built churches over this. When was the next time that I think all of these guys saw Jesus? Well, that is 100% of them were martyred. And then after the moment of their deaths, they would see Jesus in heaven. So this is, Chuck Colson tells a story that for Watergate, they had, 6 or 12 guys who, if they all kept a secret, Watergate, as we know it, never would have happened. Of course, James Dean and the rest of them, they all confess, basically right away. So the disciples never cracked. They never stopped witnessing for Jesus. They all went to their torturous deaths, which is one of the evidences of the authenticity of Jesus' message. That is, the eyewitnesses stood by till the very end. Okay. So verse 11, men of Galilee, why do you stand looking into heaven? This Jesus who was taking up for you will come in the same way. Why do you stand? Well, because this is the most amazing thing. But the amazing thing here is that Jesus is coming back in the same way. How is that? Well, it's visible, it's touchable, it's hearable, probably smellable. I'm titling this Smelling the Ascension. Then what? So what should we do? Well, be ready. Do as he has commanded us. They're trying to do the first thing, which is to wait for the Holy Spirit. And by waiting, we mean being faithful witnesses and working and deciding, which we're going to see tomorrow, but basically being on duty until relieved. And be anticipating of this resurrection, because it points us as to what our life in heaven is going to be back and going to be like, and how he's going to come back, which is he is coming back. It's going to be visible. It's going to be touchable. It's going to be hearable, probably smellable. In the meantime, let's receive by faith. Let's believe. Let's not be waiting, because shortly he's going to say, stop waiting and get busy. And that's the command we're under. Let's be ready for his return, because probably we're going to smell it coming. Thanks for listening.